Welcome to Police Strategy TV. Today I have with me Simon Parr, who is the Chief Constable of Cambridgeshire Constabulary. Welcome, Simon.
Good morning.
Simon, ICT and technology generally opens up huge advantages perhaps for policing. How are you using ICT and technology in Cambridgeshire, and what advantages is it bringing to your force?
Well, at the moment we've got probably a very traditional police architecture set. We've got command and control systems, we've got case preparation systems, we've got intel systems, and we've got crime and intelligence systems. Some of them talk to each other, some of them don't. We've got plans in the future to join these up, to use some of our existing technology that we're already paying for, and also to look at how we work at home with smartphones and smart technology and all the benefits they give us, and take that into the workplace. The intention being to smarten up our act, get better at our deployment decisions, and also allow officers to get rid of paper. The old tradition about police officers spending hours and hours of time filling in paper and other people keying it in and data being checked is all absolutely true. And I'm determined that within 2 to 3 years I get rid of all paper from the organisation and allow the cops to be out on the street where the public want them.
Is there not a danger, though, that the paper is just replaced by sitting for hours in front of a computer, having to do it themselves? How do you really use it to get the cops out onto the street and engaged in the community?
Well, what you do is you deploy the technology that we use at home. People will routinely access information, use information, complete forms on their smartphones, on their tablets, on their iPads, all those sorts of technologies, and when they're out and about. And then they come to work for us in the police, and we make them go back and do it in the police station. So I want to get mobile, I want to use the incoming technology with the clouds, the things we can use with some of the more modern, really rugged devices, and I want to get rid of the paper in the first place, so that when you're out on the street or in someone's home, completing a form, a statement, whatever it happens to be, that you do it straight into the device and it goes straight into the systems. So nobody needs to be sitting in the office doing it. The office goes with you, just as it does with many other businesses. Policing isn't different. We just use information, we complete information, and we take decisions with the best information we can get. And I want us to get that right out in the street, right out in the communities, so that we can take better decisions.
So does this mean that the traditional police officer's notebook, the little black notebook that they produce in court, will suddenly be replaced by a smartphone, for example?
I hope so, because all the time they write something down in a book, it then has to be transcribed later and turned into a statement or turned into an incident form or a crime report or whatever it is. The technology to make notes, to fill forms in exists now. Some of the devices that are coming out are about the right size. I've had various discussions with some of the big international suppliers about why their handheld devices aren't good enough at the moment, and it's mostly to do with the fact they're not rugged enough and they're not big enough. We need something that somebody can use at 3 o'clock in the morning in the pouring rain, and we need something that can be used in midday in bright sunshine, and that the cops will say, this is easy, it's intuitive, and I want to use it because I can see that it's helping me work better and more efficiently.
So when a police officer is in court and pulls out their smartphone as compared with the notebook, what's the court's response to that? Has that happened, and what response has it got from, say, the judges and the barristers?
Well, we're not there yet, but we are talking at a national level with the Ministry of Justice about digitising the way we move evidence around. You could argue that if you can video a complainant about what's happened to them, you never need to turn it into electronic paper, which is what we've been doing for the last 15 to 20 years. It'll be a slow process, but we already use digital photos, and there was a great uproar when they happened. People say, well, you can't have those because somebody could edit it and you can Photoshop things in and out. They're now used as a matter of course. We use video recordings, we use CCTV, we have people giving evidence from remote places, we have people appearing in court as defendants by video link from prison. This is just the next step to say, well, provided we can assure ourselves that what was written down at the time hasn't been edited since, and you can do all that, you can time and date stamp and you can lock things down. Provided we can do that, there's no reason why it can't be recalled in court on a device of some sort.
And what's the public's response to all this?
Well, hopefully the public will notice a difference in that we're actually smarter and more efficient. We spend more time out and about. As there are fewer of us and less money available for policing as part of the austerity cuts, then we can say that we put people out on the street. We'll have to invest a bit in the technology, but we're getting more operational hours out of them. You know, the currency of policing is no longer money, and it's no longer the number of people we've got. It's how productive can we be, how much time can we give people out on the street. If you're sitting in your house and a police officer comes to take a statement from you, I think that police officer should know immediately your history, whether we've spoken to you before, either as a victim or a witness or a defendant, whatever it is. I think that information should be available. If you ask me a question, I think you should be able to get the answer without somebody having to ring somebody else. You know, this is an information-rich world, and policing should be as information-rich as our home lives.
Simon Parr, thank you very much indeed for your time.
You're welcome.